Good morning, students. Today we will discuss some examples based on the equation of principal curvature, lines of curvature, and Gaussian curvature. So the first example is, show that the equation for the principal curvature through a point of the surface z is equal to function of xy. This kind of surface, that is called Moong's surface. We are to show that the equation for principal curvature is given by h raised to the power 4 into kappa n square minus h into 1 plus p square into t plus 1 plus q square into r minus 2spq into kappa n plus RT minus S square is equal to 0. Here these P, Q, R, S, T are given by P is the partial derivative of Z with respect to X, Q is partial derivative of Z with respect to Y, R is the second order partial derivative of Z with respect to X, S is the second order partial derivative of Z with respect to x and y, and t is second order partial derivative of z with respect to y. So we'll use these five notations p, q, r, s, t. Now because the given surface is Moong's surface having the equation z is equal to function of xy, so the position vector of any point on this surface is having the components x, y, and z is function of x and y. Here the parameters are x and y. Now to find the equation for principal curvature, we require all the fundamental magnitudes. Fundamental magnitudes E, F, G, which are first order fundamental magnitudes, and second also, which are L, M, and N, as already we discussed in the chapter 4. By definition, the first fundamental magnitudes are E, F, and G. E is given by the dot product of vector R1 with itself, and F is given by the dot product of vector R1 and R2. G is given by the dot product of R2 with R2. So firstly you will have to find these three first fundamental coefficients, and also you will have to find the second fundamental coefficients, which are L, M, and N. By definition, L is given by the dot product of the normal unit vector to the surface with vector R11. M is given by the dot product of the normal unit vector N with R12, and N is given by the dot product of N with vector R22. So you will have to find these 6 coefficients and you will have to substitute them in the equation for principal curvature. So let us find all the first and second order partial derivatives from this vector R. Here x and y are parameters. So let us denote suffix 1 for the partial derivative with respect to x and suffix 2 for the partial derivative with respect to y. So differentiating with respect to x, the derivative of x is 1, the derivative of y is 0, and the derivative of f with respect to x, that is p. So the vector R1 has the components 1, 0, and p. Now differentiating this vector R partially with respect to y, the derivative of x with respect to y partially, that will be 0, derivative of y with respect to y, that is 1, and derivative of z with respect to y, that is q. So the vector R2 has the components 0, 1, and q. Now again differentiating this vector with respect to x partially, derivative of 1 will be 0, derivative of 0 is 0, derivative of p with respect to x, that is r. Now differentiating this with respect to y partially, derivative of this will be 0, derivative of 0 is 0, and derivative of p with respect to y, that is s. Now differentiating the vector R2 with respect to y partially, derivative of 0 is 0, derivative of 1 is 0, and partial derivative of q with respect to y, that is t. So we have obtained all the first and second order partial derivatives of the vector r. Now let us find fundamental magnitudes. Now first fundamental magnitudes are E, F, G. E is given by the dot product of R1 with itself. So from here we get 1 square plus 0 square plus p square. It means 1 plus p square. F is given by the dot product of R1 and R2. Taking their dot product, that will be 1 into 0 plus 0 into 1 plus p into q. So that will be pq. And G is given by dot product of R2 with R2. So from here we get 0 square plus 1 square plus q square. So that will be 1 plus q square. Now let us find h square. H square is given by E into G minus f square. Substituting the values of E, F and G here, we get the value of h square, which is given by 1 plus p square plus q square. Now, to find the second fundamental magnitudes, we require the normal unit vector to the given surface. By definition, the normal unit vector is given by r1 cross r2 divided by its magnitude. Its magnitude is denoted by h. So, substituting the value of r1 cross r2. r1 cross r2 you can find from here by using these two vectors. Find their cross product. That will have the components minus p, minus q and 1. So, we have obtained the value of normal unit vector to the surface. Now, let us find second fundamental magnitudes L, M and N. Now, L is given by n dot r11. N is this vector and r11 that is this vector. So taking the dot product 0, 0, r divided by h. M is given by n dot r12 that will be s upon h. N is given by n dot r22 that is t by h. Now let us find ln minus m square. Substituting the values of L, N and M here, we get the value of t square, which is r into t minus s square divided by h square. Now, as we already discussed, the equation of principal curvature is given by h square into kappa n square minus en plus gl minus 2fm into kappa n plus t square is equal to 0, where kappa n is the normal curvature at the point uv in the direction du dv. Now we can substitute all the 6 values E, F, G, L, M, N in this equation. We get the required result. So this is the method how to find the principal curvatures for a given surface. Now the next example is, show that the principal radii of curvature for the surface y into cos z by a is equal to x into sin z by a are equal to plus minus x square plus y square plus a square divided by a. We have to find the principal radii, which are the reciprocals of kappa. So firstly we will have to find the equation for the principal curvatures. From there we will find the value of kappa n, and their reciprocal will give us principal radii of curvatures. And also we have to find the equation for line of curvature. Now we can take the parametric equations for this given surface. So let us take the parametric equations. X is equal to u cos v, y is equal to u sin v, z is equal to av. Now the position vector of point on this surface is given by having the components u cos v, u sin v and av. Now here the parameters we have taken are u and v. So again, in the same way as we obtained in the question number 1, we will find E, F, G, L, M and N. So let us differentiate this partially with respect to u. The partial derivatives with respect to u we have denoted by the suffix 1, and the partial derivatives with respect to parameter v we have denoted by the suffix 2. So differentiating this partially with respect to u, we get the derivative of u cos v will be cos v, derivative of u sine v, that will be sine v, and derivative of av, that will be 0. Now its partial derivative with respect to v, u is constant, derivative of cos v is minus sine v, and derivative of sine v is cos v, derivative of av is a. Now differentiating r1 with respect to the parameter u, that will become r11, because these are independent of u, so their partial derivatives with respect to u, they will be 0. So the vector r11, that is having 0, 0, 0 components. Now let us differentiate this vector with respect to u partially, that is r12. Its partial derivative with respect to u is minus sine v, its partial derivative with respect to u is cos v, and derivative of a will be 0. r22 means the second order partial derivative of r with respect to v. So differentiating this with respect to v, minus u is constant, derivative of sine v is cos v. Here derivative of cos v is minus sine v, and derivative of a, that will be 0. Now we can find E, F, G. E is given by r1 dot r1, so that will be cos square v plus sine square v, that will become 1. F is their dot product, so having their dot product, which is minus u sine v cos v plus u cos v sine v, plus a into 0, so that will be 0. F is given by the dot product of r2 with itself, so that will be u square sine square v plus u square cos square v plus a square. Now cos square v plus sine square v, that will be 1, so we get the value of g is equal to u square plus a square. Now by definition, h square is given by e into g minus f square. Substituting the values of e, f and g, we get the value of h square, which is u square plus a square. Now let us find the normal unit vector to the surface, which is given by r1 cross r2 divided by h. Now r1 cross r2 is having the components a sine v minus a cos v and u. So n is obtained. Now let us find n, m, and as usual, L is given by n dot r11, so that will be 0. M is n dot r12 is minus a by h, and n is 0. Substituting all these 6 values in the equation of principal curvature, we get this equation. Now from here, this kappa n, that is 1 upon rho. Rho is the principal radii of curvature. So from here, putting the value of kappa n, which is 1 by rho, we get the value of rho from here, which gives principal radii of curvature. And also we are to find the line of curvature. By definition, line of curvatures are given by the equation em minus fl into du square plus en minus gl into du dv plus fn minus gm into dv square is equal to 0. Now we can substitute the values of E, F, G, L, M and N in this equation and separating the variables in U and V. We get this equation. Now we integrate this equation. Here integration of right side, that will be V, and on the left side integration, that will be plus minus hyperbolic sine inverse U by A, and C is the constant of integration here. Substituting the value of V and U here, the value of V is tan inverse y by x and the value of U is under root x square plus y square. So this is finally the equation for the lines of curvature. Now all the other examples you will do yourself, which are based on the principal radii and line of curvature. Let us see another example which is based on Gaussian curvature. So the example is, find the Gaussian curvature at the point uv of the anchor ring. The position vector of any point on this anchor ring is having the coordinates b plus a cos u into cos v, b plus a cos u into sin v, and third is a sin u. Here u and v belongs to the open interval 0 to 2 pi, and also we are to verify that total curvature for the whole surface is 0. Total curvature is obtained by integrating the Gaussian curvature over the whole surface. We will have to show that total curvature is 0. So firstly, to find the Gaussian curvature, we again require the fundamental magnitudes. So let us find partial derivatives of the vector r with respect to the parameters u and v. Differentiating this with respect to u, derivative of b is 0, the derivative of a cos u, that will be minus a sin u. This will be constant and remain as it is. Now differentiating this term with respect to u, derivative of b will be 0, a cos u ka derivative minus a sin u, sin v is constant, derivative of a sin u, that will be a cos u. Now partial derivative with respect to v, here this term is constant, derivative of cos v will be minus sin v, here also this term is constant, derivative of sin v is cos v, derivative of a sin u is 0. Now find their cross product r1 cross r2, that is having the components b plus a cos u into minus a cos u cos v, second minus a cos u sin v minus a sin u. This is the value of r1 cross r2. Now you can find the second order partial derivatives r11. Differentiating r1 with respect to u partially, derivative of sin u will be cos u, so this term will become minus a cos v cos u. Derivative of this term with respect to u, derivative of sin u will be cos u, so this term will become minus a cos u sin v. Derivative of a cos u, that is minus a sin u. Now let us find r12, its partial derivative with respect to v. Derivative of cos v will be minus sin v, derivative of sin v is cos v, and derivative of this term will be 0. So we get the components of vector r12 as a sin u sin v minus a sin u cos v and 0. Now let us find the vector r22, which is given by the partial derivative of vector r2 with respect to the parameter v. Now this term is constant, and derivative of sin v, that is cos v. Here this term is constant, derivative of cos v is minus sin v, and the third term is already 0. Now let us find all the fundamental coefficients. E is given by dot product of r1 with itself, that is a square, and f is given by dot product of r1 with r2, that is 0, and g is dot product of r2 with r2, which is b plus a cos u whole square. Now let us find h square, which is e g minus f square. You can substitute the values of e, f and g here to get the value of h square, and also the normal unit vector to the given surface is r1 cross r2 divided by h. Substitute the value of r1 cross r2 here and find L, M and N. L is the dot product of n with r11 having their dot product, that is A. M is the dot product of n with r12, that is u. And n is dot product of the normal unit vector n with the vector r22. So that is b plus a cos u into cos u. Now by definition, Gaussian curvature is given by the ratio of ln minus m square with eg minus f square. We have obtained all the 6 values L, M, N, E, F, G. Substituting all these values here, we get the value of Gaussian curvature, which is given by cos u divided by a into b plus a cos u. Now, in the next part, we have to show that total curvature for the whole surface is 0. By definition, total curvature is given by integrating the Gaussian curvature over the whole surface. Now, ds is the element of the area. As we already discussed in the chapter 4, the element of area at any point uv of the given surface is given by h du dv. So, substituting the value of ds, which is h du dv. And here the limits of integration for u and v, they are given in the statement. They are from 0 to 2 pi. Substituting the value of k and h here. Now, these two terms, they are cancelled out and we are left only with cos u. So, integrating between the limits 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi with respect to u as well as v, we get total curvature for the whole surface is 0. And this completes the given problem.